Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. They say politics should not be mixed with sports, but reality is seldom so simple. Politics is part of everyday life and it cannot be separated from other facets of life, let alone sports. But the latest trick pulled by Pakistan government to politicize cricket in the upcoming T20 World Cup in India has left even the most ardent fans absolutely fuming. First was this entire bizarre episode where Pakistan egged on Bangladesh. They refused to travel to India because BCCI cancelled their player Mustafizur Rahman from the IPL. Unrelated matters were joined and the end result was that Bangladesh was booted out of the World Cup itself. Then Pakistan faced questions of how it made Bangladesh suffer for its own games. Now they had to do something. Well, they didn't want to pull out of the entire tournament completely, so their government announced they will boycott only the India match on Feb 50, which was scheduled in Sri Lanka to begin with. There aren't even any pretenses anymore, just the naked ambition of wanting to show India down, show fake morality and fake solidarity with Bangladesh. The question now is, how long can this be dealt with? How long can this be tolerated? Can Pakistan be allowed to make a complete joke of the process and the tournament itself? Should the ICC not boot them out of this tournament now to send a very strong message? That debate and more coming up with our guests in just a bit. Will the ICC crack the whip or will it let Pakistan get away with just a rap on the knuckles? Already, the ICC has sent out a message they're willing to work out some sort of a mutually adjustable solution to this problem. Also on the show, utter memoir mayhem in Parliament. Rahul Gandhi and Rajnath Singh come face to face as ex-General Army Chief Naravane's book is set to be quoted in Parliament. What is this hullabaloo all about? What does the book even say? We'll break down for you. Also on the show later tonight, Epstein rot that is shocking the world. It has touched, of course, the most powerful man on the planet, which is the President of the United States. What do these charges really say? We'll break down for you. First up, I want to begin by showing you the ICC message or its communique as far as Pakistan government's decision to pull out of the India match and not the entire tournament is concerned. The ICC has sent out late last evening itself, when this decision became public, a very stern but a pragmatic message. What does this message say? It says that this position of selective participation is difficult to reconcile with the fundamental premise of a global sporting event. Why? Because all qualified teams are expected to compete on equal terms per the event schedule. Teams are never allowed in any multilateral event any say on which team they will play against and which team they will not play against. Selective participation undermines the spirit and sanctity of the competitions, says the ICC. It also goes on to say that this decision is not in the interest of the global game or the welfare of fans worldwide, including millions in Pakistan. The ICC hopes that the PCB will reconsider or consider the significant long-term implications for cricket in its own country. This is likely to impact, and this is important, the ICC says this is likely to impact the global cricket ecosystem, which it itself a member of and beneficiary of. Pakistan should not pretend like it is not going to be impacted if it tries to bring down an entire event or its prestige. The very system that it is opposing today is a system that benefits the PCB and Pakistan. It's not really a revenue generating board. It's a board that benefits because a lot of other larger cricketing countries generate its revenue. Finally, and this is what might be taken as some sort of a soft message from the ICC, it says that it expects that the PCB will explore a mutually acceptable resolution which protects the interests of all stakeholders. Now, this is frankly a little open-ended. What is it that the ICC is offering to the PCB? We don't know. And why is the ICC even offering any resolution to this situation, which is of Pakistan's own creation, is also a big question. But here's why everyone is talking about this India-Pakistan match. Here's why India and Pakistan are grouped together every World Cup, every tournament. And maybe this episode will end that tradition that the ICC employs once and for all. But there is a large price to pay for no play, because the entire valuation, economic valuation of an India-Pakistan game is around 4,500 crore rupees. These include, of course, all sorts of money that is associated with advertising, with sponsorships, with ticketing, with other aspects. But this is the economic activity that it generates. Out of this 300 crores is the estimated advertising revenue alone, which is going to be, of course, wiped out because no match is going to be played and no revenue is going to be generated. No ad is going to play because not a single ball is going to be bowled. There is about a 200 crore worth hit, which is the direct loss which is projected for the broadcaster alone. And broadcaster is only one part of the scenario. There are, of course, other stakeholders, including the ICC, the host nation, other boards. There are sponsorships that have been committed, or sponsorship valuations associated with what would be reflected or shown during a match. So all of that makes this match extremely valuable as far as the cricket ecosystem is concerned, and this is why the fight is always over an India-Pakistan game. But what follows next? What could be the possible scenarios as far as the action from ICC is concerned? I want to break this down before we go to our guest. One is, of course, and this cannot be ruled out, that Pakistan reverses its boycott decision. They have done this in the past. They're very likely to do this again. We don't really know. There is still some water to be flown under the bridge. Pakistan could be let off with a warning. Maybe the ICC decides we don't really want to create a situation for the future. There are no sanctions, etc. involved. The other option is, as I have been saying, Pakistan could well be suspended or booted out from the T20 World Cup itself. Now, that is a step that many feel ICC should take. Otherwise, it's just emboldening not just Pakistan or Bangladesh, but other countries from doing the same trick again. Fourth option is that Pakistan is told to pay for the loss of revenue, certainly aspects of it that can be remunerated from Pakistan Cricket Board's own annual payout. They certainly cannot pay 4,500 crore rupees, which is the entire economic activity generated of an India-Pakistan match, but parts of it will be recovered from them. The other final option is, and there can be combinations of these scenarios, one option also is that Pakistan will not only pay the financial penalty, but it will also be reprimanded with sanctions or other steps for future events and series. Who knows, they could be barred from the next edition of the T20 World Cup. So big question that's coming up today is simply this: will the ICC show the door to Pakistan? Should it show the door to Pakistan? Is that the only way to really end these tantrums? That debate is coming up.
बीसीसीआई इस पर भी कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करेगी जब तक आईसीसी से हमारी बातचीत ना हो जाए।
आप क्यों किसी का वर्ल्ड कप स्पॉइल कर रहे हैं? आपने अगर बांग्लादेश के साथ खड़े रहना है, जरूर खड़े रहिए, बट ये जो भी कर रहा पाकिस्तान और बांग्लादेश, आप आने वाले समय में देखना 2-3 सालों में इन क्रिकेट का कितना डैमेज हो जाता है।
All right, I want to go across to our guest joining us, Rakesh Rao, senior sports journalist, Madan Lal, former Indian cricketer with us, Prabhu Dayal is former Indian diplomat also with us, because this isn't just purely about sports, it is very much about politics. Madan Lal, I begin with you. What should be the appropriate action from the ICC? Do you think कि ICC को यही अब step लेना पड़ेगा कि वो पाकिस्तान को बोले कि भाई आप आइए ही मत, क्योंकि आप ऐसे तो चूज नहीं कर सकते कि आप इंडिया के साथ नहीं खेलेंगे, श्रीलंका के साथ खेलेंगे, किसी और टीम के साथ खेलेंगे, ऐसा तो कभी नहीं होता।
नहीं, देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि पाकिस्तान ने ये अपनी क्रिकेट के लिए वन ऑफ द वर्स्ट डिसीजन दे हैव टेकन। मैं और दूसरी बात ये है कि आईसीसी की अगर आप बात कर रहे हैं तो मैं समझता हूँ कि आईसीसी को इनको बैन कर देना चाहिए। दे आर स्पॉइलिंग एवरीथिंग, दे ट्राइंग टू शो इंडिया कि लुक व्हाट वी कैन डू। मुद्दा बांग्लादेश का था, बीच में घुस गई है पाकिस्तान वाले, और पाकिस्तान वो तो बाहर हो गया, और ये आप अपनी कंडीशन लगा रहे हैं क्योंकि इन्होंने बांग्लादेश का साथ दिया। इनको बिल्कुल बैन कर देना चाहिए। इनको पता लगना चाहिए भी ये इंटरनेशनल बॉडी है, ये कोई आपकी घर की बॉडी नहीं है पीसीबी। तो ये सब चीज़ें स्ट्रांगली एक्शन लेना पड़ेगा। और जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा है कि इसका जो बाद में जो रिएक्शन होगा ना, उसका बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम आई पाकिस्तान की क्रिकेट देखिए कहाँ चले गई। इनके पास कोई ऐसा इंसान नहीं है कि जो ठीक तरह सोच सके कि अपनी क्रिकेट को कैसे बढ़ाना है, हमने जीतना कैसे है, हमने अपनी ऑर्गेनाइज कैसे करनी है। ये कोई दिमाग नहीं लगाता, ये बस इंडिया को नीचा दिखाने के लिए ये सब कुछ हो रहा है।
I want to go across to Rakesh Rao also, because Rakesh, while the ICC has sent some sort of a stern message to Pakistan, I am very intrigued with that last line of their statement yesterday, saying that, we hope that we come to a mutually agreeable resolution. Now, what can that be after this position? Bangladesh took a maximalist position. Eventually, ICC had to vote to boot them out. Now, Pakistan is also, making these announcements without informing the ICC officially. What can be a resolution to this, and why should they be given a platform to resolve this? Should there not be just a clear statement, okay, we don't want you anymore?
Not yet, Shivani. It is within the protocols of the ICC that you give an opportunity for the other side to revisit, its options. Now, they did the same with the BCB. BCB didn't even bother to respond, so they had no choice but to replace Bangladesh with Scotland. So they are also waiting. And this was, I think, one of the most smartest moves by the ICC. What they did yesterday was that despite being a day off for everybody around, they promptly released a very carefully worded statement. If you see and weigh how beautifully worded that entire statement is, that has definitely put Pakistan, on the back foot, and it has to rethink. Now, when you spoke about an amicable solution or a mutually agreeable solution, is nothing but take back your decision, come back and play. That's it. There can't be any other solution to it. If not, it is like, an employee taking on the employer. Let's not forget, ICC is the prime, PCB gets its main source of revenue, whatever that is, it gets it from the ICC. Now, if you antagonize ICC, that is because you can actually sit down in your living room and say BCCI is equal to ICC, ICC is equal to BCCI. That is why we are doing this to hurt BCCI or hurt ICC. It doesn't work that way, because ICC is nothing but an amalgamation or a total. It's a body of all the member countries.
Yes.
And then when they take a call, you can't say it is BCB's call. Like BCCI's call. When all the members present and vote against Pakistan, then you'll know what happened. It is not for the ICC to just take a decision suo moto. It is not Amit Shah. It's everybody. So there will be a meeting. If Pakistan defies the diktats or the directive, or even this very stern statement from ICC, if it chooses to ignore, trust me, ICC will put PCB in its place. It can do that very easily. There are at least half a dozen measures if they decide to go ahead with it. Pakistan cricket, as Mr. Madan Lal said, it will be finished. ICC is capable of doing that.
So, one second. I want to come back to you to explore those measures, those half a dozen measures, some combinations of those measures that can be employed. But before that, Rakesh Rao, you touched upon a very important issue. And I want to bring in Madan Paji on this, because ये पूरे वर्ल्ड में ये भ्रांति फैलाते हैं कि BCCI कंट्रोल कर रही है ICC को, just because Jai Shah is the chairman, that means everything is favorable to BCCI, and ICC has become hostage to BCCI. I mean, this is the most ridiculous argument to make when your own actions are so against the ICC spirit. What else is an ICC body supposed to say or do? Even if an Indian was not the president or the chairman today, there's no way the ICC could have decided or behaved any way else.
देखिए, आईसीसी कोई अकेला, आईसीसी के जो बोर्ड मेंबर हैं वो अकेला कोई इंडिया नहीं है। 14 कंट्रियों के मेंबर्स हैं, वही ज़्यादातर डिसाइड करते हैं। और वी आर प्राउड ऑफ इंडिया कि बीसीसीआई इज वन ऑफ द नंबर 1 board in the world, because most of the money generated by BCCI. And other thing is ICC can stop their money. Most of the money PCB earn from the ICC, because all the tournament, World Cup or 2020 World Cup, all the money pools in, and then it is divided into all the countries. So they should stop that. Teach them a lesson. Otherwise, they're going to get away with just like that. That's not, like they have spoiled the Asia Cup. Now they are after the 2020 World Cup. So my point of view, teach them a lesson. Look, if you want to play, you are most welcome. If you don't want to, as a sportsman, I'm talking. If you don't want to participate, then we will take action. ICC straightway said that there should not be any.
So whatever
letter
action they
written,
take in the
to
future
them.
is in the future. But I think the first action, if Pakistan doesn't go back on its position, the first action should be that just like in the case of Bangladesh, the ICC should tell Pakistan also that no, we will not allow this selective participation. Either you come and play all countries or you don't come.
I do agree with you. Definitely, I agree with you because this is the way it should be. Why should they come and play one? They'll leave the one game. If you want to play, then play all the game, all the full World Cup. आपको पूरा World Cup खेलना है. एक मैच आप नहीं खेल सकते. You just say no. Sorry, we can't do that.
Yes, because in the past, Rakesh Rao, as I've been mentioning since yesterday, there is no precedent to this. Countries have refused to go to a certain country on security issues, but have never been allowed to refuse to play a certain country at a third venue or at a venue where there are no security concerns. So before I bring in Prabhu Dayal on the geopolitical angle on this, list out for our viewers, Rakesh, what do you think are the very many steps or the combinations and permutations available before the ICC?
So many of them, like it can straight away bar Pakistan for a certain amount of period, or it can say till you get your act together, you are hereby banned from playing. That they can do because the majority will vote in favor of this.
From
no
all
question
formats. The ICC can ban them from all formats for all tournaments.
It will start with T20 because they have heard here. It can have sweeping impact. It can definitely put Pakistan on the block and say, look, the broadcasters is losing so much. Because we must remember one thing, there is something called a participation document that every participating team has to sign.
Yes.
Pakistan has already signed it. Now what they're saying is, we are not boycotting the tournament, we are boycotting one match. That match has been chosen very very, very carefully because that's the way they want to hurt ICC and BCCI. Now, what I fail to understand is Pakistan's plea or their request to get their matches out of India because India hasn't been visiting Pakistan for a number of years, and they have been saying this, that no, if India doesn't come here, we won't. Till 2023, they didn't keep their word. So ICC very well knows that Pakistan is capable of spitting and licking. They will go back on their word time and again, so that is why they've given them that chance. Should they not go back on their word and they stick to this same threat or whatever that they've already mentioned, and this statement has come from the government, not from the PCB. So that is what ICC has taken cognizance of that. They didn't wait for the PCB to act. They've said, okay, we have seen that and this, please don't do it. And that statement very, very clearly says significant and long-term implications. That means you're in for serious trouble. They can take away matches, be it under 19, India, like Pakistan A, Pakistan women's team, they can wreak havoc if they want to. But they will not go all throttle at one go. They will just ensure that Pakistan learns its lessons. They will come to ICC on bended knees. That is what ICC is capable of doing. And that is exactly what I'm saying. They will take a step at a time. They are in no rush because Pakistan can somersault. They can take a U-turn before you know it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen that. Yeah. I want to go to Prabhu Dayal as well. Prabhu Dayal, we know that this decision hasn't been taken because of security concerns. They're not even saying it. They're not even making any excuses, frankly. They're saying it very openly. We don't want to play against India because of some high morality, solidarity with Bangladesh, etc., etc. They feel aggrieved by what India has done either to them or to Bangladesh. But, multilateral events are not decided on these things. So either you come and play or you boycott the entire event if it is so important to your integrity and your self-respect. This is purely about sending a message to the public, not so much the polity, which is anyways favorable to Pakistan right now, but the public in Bangladesh, see, we stand with you and India doesn't stand with you.
Yes, you're right. Pakistan's decision to boycott its match against India is entirely political in nature. It's a bad political decision. But then, the Pakistani government is notorious for taking bad political decisions. Let us remember that this decision was announced not by the Pakistan Cricket Board, but it was officially announced by the government of Pakistan. Now, one very key factor behind this decision is that Mohsin Naqvi, who's the president of the Pakistan Cricket Board, is also the Interior Minister of Pakistan. And he is a known India hater and an India baiter. Now, what Pakistan is trying to show, as you pointed out, is solidarity with Bangladesh. Pakistan's stance is the direct reaction to the ICC's decision to remove Bangladesh from the 2026 tournament and to replace it with Scotland. Now, Pakistan had termed this as a biased and discriminatory decision because Pakistan is actively seeking to recalibrate and strengthen its relations with Bangladesh. So there is a lot of geopolitics involved in Pakistan's decisions. And of course, we have noticed that ties have been warming under the interim government of Bangladesh led by Muhammad Yunus, these ties with Pakistan. And this is a strategic realignment in the region. There have been multiple high-level exchanges, including meetings between Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif of Pakistan and Muhammad Yunus, the head of the interim government. So there are several aspects like trade, military ties, people-to-people contact, which were held in abeyance earlier, but which are now being promoted. So this decision to boycott the match against India is entirely a political decision, and the man you're showing on your screen, Mohsin Naqvi, is the culprit behind this bad decision.
But will it work?
Of course.
Prabodayal, do you think this will work in Bangladesh? This will have purchase in Bangladesh? Will the public be, enthused by the fact that Pakistan has done this?
Well, it will certainly go down well with a number of people in Bangladesh. But let us not forget that the vast majority of Bangladeshis still want Pakistan to give an unconditional apology for the atrocities they committed before Bangladesh's liberation in 1971. So it will have a limited appeal, but of course, the attempt of the Pakistan government is to try and win the Bangladeshis. In any case, it is going down well with the Bangladeshi government, which is hostile to India and which is inclined to be friendly towards Pakistan and is doing a number of things to strengthen its friendship with Pakistan. But nonetheless, as I said, it is a bad decision and the Pakistan government will be really held to account by the ICC. Of course, it's the Pakistan Cricket Board which will be paying, but there are huge costs, which the earlier speakers have pointed out, both administratively and financially. The financial cost will become extremely heavy for the Pakistan Cricket Board to be able to bear.
No, ICC has to extract that price. Very quickly, I've got 30 seconds left, Rakesh Rao. There is a sense amongst these countries, particularly Pakistan, that, tomorrow when the chairman changes and is a non-Indian, then we'll rule the roost. Things will turn in our favor. Do you think it will be like that?
It is foolish to even imagine that just because Amit Shah is not there and someone else is there, Pakistan can get its tail up. It can't happen because it's a body which is filled with sensible people from different countries. It is not just another Pakistani sitting there. Pakistan has one vote, India has one vote. That's about it. That is where the equality ends. Thereafter, it is a battle of unequals there. So if they think they can match India, they can't. In any section of the society, any sphere of, you can compare the two countries. Take, killings of the people apart. They can't match us anywhere. That's the only area where they excel. And they take pride in the fact that we can kill innocent people. We can do a lot. And that is the time where India says, okay, so be it. You stay away from us. We don't want you. You need us more than we need you. So India has maintained that. And even world cricket, they need world cricket more than world cricket needs Pakistan.
Absolutely. I think that's the most important thing. Pakistan should not be foolish to think that world cricket will suffer because of them. They will suffer if they cock a snook at the very body that actually, helps PCB survive. I'll leave it at that. I do thank all of our guests for joining us.